Good morning. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 1095. I think that's correct. I did not cross check to see if that's accurate number. Good morning. I'm a little late, and it's one of those reasons. I was up early. I was up on time. Coffee was fine. Internet's fine. But I think it is 1095. But I was having issues with creating the thumbnail. It took me a little longer to write the description this morning, and my email wasn't sending. Here we are, tardy again. What's up? Good morning. Exciting news for those that have been asking about buying bulk. I finally realized that I've got way too many quarter boxes, and I need to downsize. And I've had a lot of people ask, I'll buy that. I'll buy those. So we're going to do the sale. I talked way back like last summer. I'm like, this winter, I'm going to have more time. We're going to do a YouTube live sale. And nothing ever happened. I never followed through with it. Mainly because my initial thoughts on the sale was going to be like, kind of like a whatnot style, like here's a card for $1. And it's like, oh my God, I'm going to spend 3 or 4 hours and I'm going to make $17. So I kind of put that idea to bed, but then I had people asking about, can I buy inventory? And I just don't have a shelf of here, I can sell you this. I have to actually manually go through, sort, and all that. So I came to the realization that, I'm picking it, which is kind of good when you're going to card shows. You don't want to bring the same stuff every month, but if you have regular customers at the same shows and all of a sudden they catch on, like, hey, I didn't see this last month, but I might have saw it 2 months ago. So I just need a fresh start with my bargain boxes. Now, I will say, I was going through boxes yesterday and last night, and I'm like, how did some of this stuff not sell for a quarter? And you're going to get it for a lot less than a quarter. Because I'm gonna share what I grabbed a couple stacks. I've been sorting in piles of 100 and then putting them in boxes. Flat rate boxes. Paul Carl on the Facebook group said buy some boxes at Walmart and get that price down. I know maybe the next sale I'll do that. Right now I'm going to do flat rate because I have my efficiencies down. I've got to get all these put together. So for this run, we're going to do medium flat rate boxes. They're kind of the rectangular ones. I can fit over. What am I getting in 4, 8, 5, 1,300 with a little room. So there's probably going to be, what did I say? 13. So probably around 1,400 cards. So we're going to get that price point down even further for you. So I'm going to preview that today. I'm going to go through and I grabbed a couple stacks of 100 cards each, and go through that. So I've put together, I think in the last 2 days, I put together 2 baseball boxes, a basketball box. I'm going to work on football next. I'd like to have 10 boxes. I'd like to do 10 boxes so everybody gets a crack. I did post, if you're not in the Facebook group, check out the Facebook group, Hobby Evolution on Facebook. I did put kind of the layout, how we're going to run things next Thursday night. The sale's going to be next Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I've got to get a banner to promote this here. If you have any questions, just drop it in the comment section here if you're not on Facebook, or if you are in the Facebook group, drop it in those comments, and I'll let you know. So we'll do a deep dive into the sale here a little bit later this morning. We're going to talk all about the upcoming sale. Let's talk about your life. What's going on? Hey, you know what I noticed yesterday? And it's always around this time of year. Usually it's next week that I start noticing it. But I noticed the days are getting longer. I think part of the reason it just kind of hits us smacks us in the face because here in the Midwest, it's gloomy throughout winter, right? And then when we get sun, it's like, whoa, what's that yellow thing in the sky? And so, like, most of January is just like, and around here, it's been like all of our snow we had 2 feet of snow on the ground and it's like all melted away. Like, my basically, as I look out over here, it was like all snow. Like, all I saw was white, and then like the top of some lounge chairs that are out there, it was all snow. Now it's like I could actually see, and it's probably, how tall is that wall? That retaining wall is not 5 foot, probably 5 foot high, and like, because it was drifting in, it's like all snow. So I'm feeling good. The sun was out yesterday. I noticed I was driving to the post office. I go to the post office usually 4:15, end of the day, end of the day. The day never ends when you work for yourself. But the end of most people's work days, right? I notice I'm driving down into the post office, and I notice, hey, it's 4:15. It's like 4:15. It's still sunny. What the hell? I love it. And I realize it's in today's February 1st, a short month. I love it. Pitchers and catchers report this month. I think I saw Mark. Yep, we're 14 days away. Mets sitting on their hands. So here's somebody texted me yesterday and just kind of chatted. We were talking about a free agent that hasn't signed yet. And I actually read an article yesterday because the Cubs fans are saying the same. Oh, the Cubs aren't doing anything. Well, neither Scott Boras, neither the free agents that are left. So of the top, what the hell stat was it? It was basically a third of the top free agents are still unsigned. It was, and I think it ended up being 16 out of the top 50. But it was whatever 30 some percent is of top 10 of 30. 10 of the top 30 have not signed, and then another 6 that are ranked between 31 and 50 have not signed. So there's still going to be a lot of movement here in the next couple weeks in baseball free agency. I saw another comment. Minneapolis kid says 2 feet in Minneapolis. We probably got 1 inch. I haven't shoveled yet this year. Man, I wish we could switch places. We got 2 feet of snow in like 6 days earlier in January, mid-January. We had more snow in like a 6-day stretch than it was like 7 inches more than our monthly average in like a 6-day period. We got a shitload of snow. We got blasted with 2 big snow, one snowstorm. The first one dropped like 9 inches on us. Then we had like like 3 days later, we got like 2.5 inches. And then like a couple days later, we got like 11 inches. So it was, I think, just shy of 2, like 22 or 23 inches on the ground. And then we went into that deep freeze. So it's been on the ground until the last few days when it's been, reaching into the 40s and it's melting away. So yeah, I had to run the snowblower a lot. I think it was during the second snowstorm. The second snowstorm hit while I was at Cubs convention. And so my wife hired a company to come out and do the driveway and sidewalks while I was out that weekend. And she's like, they had to come like 4 times. And I'm like, 4 times? Just have them come once. Like, they get paid every time they come out. So here we are. And it's only February 1st. We're due. I mean, we were due 2 weeks ago when we got dumped on because, we had a super mild winter up until like January 15th. And then everything hit at once. Blizzards, ice, snow, sub-zero temperatures. It just all came at once. Like, oh, you take your mild winter and shove it up your ass. Here you go. But it's been very mild the last few days. So yeah, 2 feet of snow has melted away in the last 5 days. So I went to Walmart yesterday. So here's the funny thing. I went to Walmart. Today's Thursday. Tuesday is when I bought my Epson EcoTank printer. Here's the funny thing about that. I buy like paper, like in the bulk, basically bulk paper in the heavy reams, and usually I get them at Costco, but Walmart's it's about the same price. And I don't have to deal with Costco if I go to Walmart. I have to deal with I have to deal with Walmart. So I went Tuesday to get the printer, and then I get it all set up, and then I'm shipping yesterday morning and realize I just went through my last pack of paper. Fuck. So I had to go back to Walmart, and I'm back in the electronics section, and I walked past the end cap where the Eco Tanks were, where I bought on Tuesday. Not there. It was now an end cap for Canon. I'm like, where'd the Eco Tanks go? And I already have one. It's already set up, ready to print. So I didn't care where they went, but wasn't there. So it probably wasn't on sale. I don't know, because I got it for $1.99. So I went, got my paper, and I came home, and I was just curious because I didn't shop around. I'm just like, I'm going to go, and if it's at a price that I'll pay, I don't care. I just want to get it done. Sometimes that's how I want to shop. So I did get home, and I'm like, I am curious what price I would pay on Amazon. And I have Amazon Prime, so I get the free shipping, which typically is just built into the buy it now price. Duh, for those that do free shipping like me on eBay. So look it up. It's like the cheapest one I found was like $240. Now I'm sure there's like refurbished and all that, but it's like, I'm just going to get a new printer. I'm not going to try to save $40 or $30 or how much ever on a used or refurbished Epson EcoTank. Might as well just buy it new. So $240 was the cheapest one I found on Amazon. So I'm glad I got it when I did. Haven't used it. And that's the thing. Like, it's like, I want it now. I need instant gratification. I need the printer now, so I don't have to deal with it in 2 days. And in 2 days, I haven't used. I printed some test papers off. That's about it. And so par for the course. So that was my day. Walmart sorting, shipping, sorting, Walmart. I don't think I listed anything yesterday. I am going to list some stuff today. I did find some stuff in my quarter boxes. Again, like, I'm going through. It's like, where's James at? James, how did you miss some of this stuff? I have a whole box. There was like first Bowman Chromes. And, you're not going to find Jackson Holiday in there, but like the last, 2022 Bowman Chrome, some 2023 Bowman Chrome firsts. So I was shocked at some of the stuff that was in there. It's like, damn, I would like go to town on these boxes if I was on the other side of the table and they weren't my cards. So I went shopping myself, so these boxes are actually going to be better than I expected. So get ready for next Thursday night for our blowout bulk sale. So the title in the YouTube is Bargain Box Beau's Bulk Blowout Sale, because baby, when I first started setting up the Rockford card shows, John and Mike called me Bargain Box Beau, and I'm like, I kind of like that. Has a nice ring to it. I can market that. So I did end up buying. I don't know if I own it anymore, but I bought the domain bargainboxbeau.com. And then I realized most people don't know how to spell Beau, so I never used it. It's like bargainboxbeau.com. You know what people are going to do? Bargainboxbo.com. So instead of B-E-A-U. So, and then when you say, how do you spell that? Is it B-O? No, it's B-E-A-U. B-A-U? No. B-E-A-U. B-E-U? No. B-E-A-U. B-U-A-E? Like, what? How is this so hard? Let's go to the chat. What's going on? Shane's in the house. Hey, he showed a picture in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. He is paying $8 for mayo. What the fuck, man? You gotta go to Aldi's or Walmart, man. His local grocery stores charge. It was more than $8. It was like what, $8.89? for like a 32-ounce jar of mayo, which is a lot of mayo. But hey, if you go through mayo, but you can get like that same jar at like Walmart for like $3. So Shane, just instead of driving 2 hours to the card shop, drive 30 minutes to your local Walmart. Hey, speaking of card shops, though, there's a new shop opening up here in the Madison area. Today is their, like, I don't know if they're calling it a grand opening, but it's their first day that they're open. So it's grand for us. And I feel bad. So Brad is the guy that runs it. And he's set up at my card shows in the past, always comes out to the shows when he's not set up. Great dude. And he ran Nelson Cards in Stoughton, which is, I don't know. From me, it's like a half an hour. So I never stepped foot at Nelson Cards in Stoughton. I feel bad, but I also don't step foot. Like, I've been to, my buddy Tom owns Real Breaks up in Waupun. I've been there like twice. And there's a card shop here in town in Madison. I haven't been there in like almost 3 years. I don't go to card shops. I guess the one that I go to the most, and I haven't been to Freeport not Nelson, Jennings. I haven't been there in over a year. So I should get back there though to dig through their boxes. So Brad's opening up a shop in DeForest. Which at first I'm like DeForest, because I had never been to DeForest until like a month ago. Because it's like a northeast suburb of Madison. And now I've been there a couple times because that's where I get my tables from Fleet Farm, which Fleet Farm is just, I am now bombarded, which I guess there's worse things to be bombarded by. But my Facebook ads are nothing but Fleet Farm, Shakti mats, and now the Epson Eco Tank printer. And it's like, I already bought the Shakti mat. My wife bought it for me. Merry Christmas. I just bought the Epson, and I've already bought the tables I need from Fleet Farm, and they're just like coming at me. It's actually not like, for me, I can take like the back roads and go up north, and it's actually a really easy drive. It's like 20 minutes. I'm like, shit, I'll be there. And I told Brad, I saw him Saturday at the Madison Card Show, and I'm like, I never went to your shop in Stoughton. He's like, I know. I'm like, I'm sorry. I don't get out much. So, but I did tell him I'm going to come out Thursday. So I'm going to head out there this afternoon, check it out. 3,000 square feet at their new location in DeForest, Wisconsin. So I'm looking forward to checking it out. I will take some photos, and should be a good crowd there on hand. Very popular shop in Stoughton, and it's going to be just as popular in DeForest. So looking forward to getting out there. And I haven't been to a card shop, and shit, I can't tell you the last time I went to a card shop. I'm trying to think. When was the last time I walked into a card shop? It's probably been Jennings, probably the last time. Oh, wait, no. No, I didn't go to a card shop in spring training, I don't think, last year. I went to a card show at spring training last year, but I don't think I went to a card shop. 2 years ago I did, but I don't think I did last year. So it's probably been a year and a half. I think Jennings was the last time I went to a card shop. Probably Kyle, when Kyle and I met for one of our NASCAR bulk sales. And like he was in there before I got there, and I was in there for like 10. I looked through like a couple stacks of cards in a bargain box, and that was it. And didn't buy anything. Peter's in the house. What's going on? He says hello to the people and the bots. David, good morning. What's happening? Victor's in the house. Good morning. Dan is here. What's happening? Donald is in the house. What's going on? Don't forget, Donald's got a card show, him and Mark, down in Macomb, Illinois. I can't remember the date. Is it April 6th? I think it's a week after my March show. Dan says, just cut up several different aquarium mosses I purchased and put in humidity bins to grow them out. Interesting. Shane says LRS isn't here yet, so I don't think you will get in trouble today for being a few minutes late. Hopefully not. Kyle, good morning. There he is. Running Buck Woodcraft. What's going on? Joe Trotto's in the house. Yes, we are getting close. For my Cubs, it's February 14th, Valentine's Day, which also coincides with Top Series 1 release day. I'm hoping I get my Series 1 a few days early, get that early advantage pre-sale from Topps. By the way, if you were upset with not getting in the pre-sale on Topps.com because they did go fast on the Topps website, don't fret. You can buy them right now. And actually, the price isn't much different. I think you're going to pay a few bucks more on the pre-sale now. But if you buy them from Blowout, you'll get them on release day. So go to Blowout Cards. Boxes are about the same as what they were on Topps.com, and you'll still get them on release day. So that's what I was trying to tell everybody. Don't get upset that you missed out on the Topps presale, because there's going to be presale. You're going to be able to find plenty of Topps Series 1. In 2 months, you're going to be sick of it. You're going to see it everywhere, which I am okay with that. Series 1 should be printed to the moon. I'm all about Topps flagship being printed a bajillion times. That should be the entry point. We thought, well, there should be products for kids. Topps is a great product for kids. It's affordable, and I know that's affordability is subjective, but Topps flagship is an affordable price. You just got to save up for it. If it is tough to afford, save up for it. I know easier said than done, but you can't give the stuff away. Like, everything has a price. Like the $1 Million Man. Minneapolis kid only got 1 inch and he hasn't shoveled. I envy that. God, I've shoveled countless times. I've snow blown countless times. Had to hire people to come snow plow. Shane says, speaking of weather, it's been foggy as hell all day where I live the past few days besides yesterday. Went to the gas station this morning and very little visibility and ice on the van because of so much fog. It's finally lift the fog. It doesn't look foggy. It looks hazy. It looks like somebody's burning leaves. That's kind of what it looks like. But it's been, we've had about, over a week of fog. We had Friday, Saturday, we had dense fog advisories. Just talking to dealers that were coming in from out of town. Some said, well, driving this way, it was fine. Like, I drove normal. And then the next dealer that walked in, oh my God, it was terrible. So foggy. And I think it's probably, I'm no scientist, but I'm guessing the reason, at least here where I'm at, we had 2 feet of snow on the ground, and then all of a sudden it warms up to 45 degrees during the day. It's warmer. It's above freezing, and we have all this freezing snow on the ground. And so my guess is that creates the fog. And now it's not as foggy, but we also don't have much snow left on the ground because it's melted away. Harlan's in the house. Good morning. Troy is here. Johnny M., what's going on? Victor, the rookie card specialist. Good morning. Thank you, sir. Christian, what's up? Sports card ripping teacher says, I called fake spring yesterday, but then saw it will be 58 next Saturday when we are taking the scouts on our winter camping trip. My goodness, 58. Hey, I'm all for it. What do we got going on weather-wise here next week? We're going to be at 44 today. Yeah, we're going to be at 53 next Saturday. What do I have going on next Saturday? I think I have something going on next Saturday. Maybe not. What is this Saturday? Today's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd. That's the 10th. No, I think I've got 2 weekends in a row where I don't have anything going on. And then I've got the Janesville card show and then the Madison card show on February 24th. And then February's over. And then we go to March. It's spring training. Troy says, if I'm going to Walmart, I go early so I don't have to deal with as many people back. I used to have terrible social anxiety. I would not go, I would center my shopping trips when I could go with friends. That's how bad my social anxiety was. And this is probably in my early 20s. And then when I got over that and I would still like, I wouldn't go like on a Saturday after. I still don't like going shopping on a Saturday, especially Costco or Walmart on a Saturday afternoon. But then I would go at like late at night, like midnight. Now I can't do that because I've already got 3 hours of sleep by that point. But yeah, I would go super late at night. I guess now it would be if I would be in your boat, like I'd just go super early. What I've learned working from home though is like during the middle of the day is like a great time to go shopping. Just go before like 4 in the afternoon, before that after work rush. Mark has tickets for the Mets home opener, so expect a snowstorm that week. Right. We get all these false springs, and then all of a sudden opening day, and like half the league is canceled or half the games are canceled or postponed because of snowstorms. Flipping Sports Guy spent a little over $350 last night at my local auction house, probably 20 to 25,000 cards. Half the lots were 2020 to now. Ooh, I love it. Love it. Harlan says, Bargain Box Beau is the smell of a card show. That's true. That is true. Costco or Sam's Club Mayo, it's huge. What's up, Brian? Kyle says, you were to Jennings last March. Okay, so it was last March. That's the last time I've stepped foot in a card shop. You know it's sports cards. What's up? Question, do you know where I can sell a 20K collection at? Majority being 2 to 20 cards, brother. Looking for about 8 to 10K. That's a steep price in bulk. But I don't know what you have. So here's my thoughts. If you have a 20,000 card collection and you want 10,000, just do easy math, $10,000, there's got to be, no, you can absolutely ask this question. There's got to be a lot of like good stuff. Now, again, just with the information in these two comments, I have no idea what you have. But if it's just bulk and it's like $5 cards, $10 cards, it's a hard pass because it's going to take so much work to get to that buy-in price. I've talked about this numerous times, this collection that I was looking at. Gosh, it's probably been 2 years now. And because it was still like during the boom period. Through the Madison Card Show, this couple had reached out to me and was interested in selling. One of their fathers was a collector, had passed away. They also had siblings. So it was kind of like, but they were in charge of, selling off this collection. So I went and looked at it. I know a couple other card shops in the area went and looked at it. Other dealers looked at it. We all pretty much had the same price in mind. It's probably between 5 and 10K. Now, comps, at that time, it probably comped out to 30,000. But when you're buying that much, and there wasn't, there were probably a few cards that were in the few $100 range. So it would have been, for me, like it would have been a perfect inventory, because there was a lot of lower end stuff, like $1.50, cards, under $10 cards, under $20 cards for the ESE. But then there was a lot of like $50 cards, but there just wasn't to get up to, a big amount, like a $10,000 amount. It's like, yeah. So I said I was not interested. But let me know before you move it. And so they were still looking for a buyer. And one of my dealers at the card show had also looked at it. And so I said, let's, would you be interested? Because he's like more on the vintage side and I'm more on the modern side. And I'm like, some of that stuff I have no interest in, but the modern stuff I do. And he's like, hey, same. Like, I don't know anything about modern, but I want the vintage. I'm like, well, let's go halvesies on this. Let's put in an offer. And here's the number I'm thinking. Let's split it. And then we can do a deal on like YouTube, and we can pump it up. We can do a draft. We can have some fun with it. So we went, and we both went a second time to look it over. And this time we spent a little more time. I still have my notebook of like 2 or 3 pages, handwritten notes on the cards. Now, I'm glad we didn't, because A, it would have been a pain in the ass to like split this collection up between the two of us. But more so, B, this was like kind of the height, or maybe it was starting to come down to the boom. and it's probably worth 60% of what it was at that time. So we gave them a number, and they're like, well, this is right in line. This is, you are our favorite. And I'm sure they said this to everybody. You were our favorites of everybody that came and looked at it. And so they kind of ghosted us. And so John reached out and he's like, hey, have you heard anything? I'm like, I haven't. Have you? He's like, no, I haven't. So we both, emailed them and on a string, and they're like, well, we're just going to pass at this time. And which I was at that point, I had moved the money to other things. But it just wasn't worth it for the work that was going to be involved at that price point. And and I don't know if this was the case, but my guess was the siblings thought it was worth, because I mean, it was, if you comp everything out, I mean, if you comp everything out, it was probably $50,000 to $75,000. If, you count the $1.50 cards and the the $3 cards and all that. But, it's a grind. And, if you're selling a $1.50 card, your net's 30 cents. So I'm glad that it didn't fall through. So I would be interested. Obviously, when you're dealing with that amount, $8,000 to $10,000 and 20,000 cards, you're going to have to have a lot of good pictures, and you're going to have pictures of like, okay, here's the good cards. It's going to make it worth. This is what makes it worth $8,000 to $10,000. Royals 417. What's going on? Good morning. Happy Thursday. Grinding for good. Dan's in the house. He says, trying something new in my store for the next week. Instead of running a public coupon, just trying a straight up order discount. I will then run a coupon for the same amount, length of time, and compare. Very cool. Sports card ripping teacher says, if the boxes get into a bidding war, do you have a good auctioneer rant voice? So I don't think so. So I have an auctioneer story for you. When I was working at the university, so I was the director of my title at the university was the director of the Leatherneck Sports Network. So I ran the radio network, but I also worked in the athletics department. And so basically my job description was essentially other duties as assigned. Like that was probably so I had to do a lot of shit. The worst, this is the second worst gig that I got out of. Actually, the two worst gigs I got out of, I'm like, dude, stop volunteering me for these shit jobs. The worst job, though, was putting together a mix for the cheerleading team. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I can mix music. So I met with a couple cheerleaders, and okay, this is what we want. Okay, cool. And so I put some stuff together, and they're like, well, we were thinking this. And it's like, it's got to be like beat, 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 boom, beat, beat. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. So I go back to my superior in the athletics department. I'm like, dude, like, I don't know how to do this. Like, I don't know how to choreograph cheerleading routines. Like, I can mix music, but I don't know beats and bump, 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 whatever they're talking about. So I put together, I'm like, I'll do what I can do, but try to find somebody else to do this. That was the worst gig. The second worst gig was our baseball team was starting this fundraising dinner, which was pretty cool because Andy Bennis, 89 Tops, Andy Bennis was the guest speaker at the first one. And we also had, who was the Sal somebody? Fasano. Sal Fasano came. Andy Bennis. Who else was there? Sal, I think, was the second year. The third year, I can't remember who was there. I think Bobby Dernier came one year. I can't remember. But the coach is no longer that. He moved on to a different position somewhere else. Anyway, so Andy Bennis is our guest speaker. And so we're going to do an auction. And of course, go to Beau. He gets all other duties as assigned. Basically, the stuff that nobody else wants to do or can do, including me. So we have this auction, and they're like, so we need you to be the auctioneer. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So we do like kind of a run through like 2 nights before. And I'm like, I realize I'm in way over my head. And I'm like, so they wanted me to be like they basically wanted me to run the entire auction. Have you ever been to an auction and just like what's going on at an auction? Do you think one person can do all that shit? No. You fucking crazy. So I'm at the bar because most of the shit that I fell into happened at the sports bar. So I'm at the sports bar one night and I'm like crying. I'm like crying on somebody's shoulder. I'm like, I can't do this. I don't want to be an auctioneer. And so one of the guys was like, hey, I've got a buddy, Kyle. He's an auctioneer. And now I think he like owns the auction company, Kyle Kelso, down in Bushnell. So Kyle came, he's like, let me call Kyle. So Kyle comes out and I'm like begging. I'm like, Kyle, please. Like Saturday night, like you'll get a steak dinner. Like it's gonna be fun. And so he's like, yeah, that's fun. I'll do that. I'm like, oh my God, dang it. So Kyle Kelso, I still owe Kyle Kelso for getting me out of auctioneering the baseball dinner with Andy Bennis in 2013 or whatever year it was. Donald says this Saturday, card show in Pekin, Illinois. Red Light 34. Just got here. What did I miss about the bulk sale? Nothing yet. I just kind of, I'm going to show, I've got a stack of stuff that's going to be a part of the sale. We're going to show off. I'm going to kind of go over details of what we're going to do. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Sports Card Ripping Teacher says, seems retail might be the way to go for parallels for Topps Series 1. Orlando's in the house. Good morning. Donald says, yes, the Macomb Card and Collectible Show, April 6th. There you go. You know it says $2 to $20 a card is what I meant. Gotcha. Over $1 million easy. 20,000 cards or $20,000 value. How many cards do you think? With 100 to 200, $50 to $200 cards, I'd even take 8K on the low. Over $1 million cards easy. Oh, well, now you're talking. Oh, shoot me an email. If it's $1 million cards, I'm certainly interested at that price point. Let me find my email. Shoot me an email on the bottom of the screen. 1millioncubsproject@gmail.com. If it's $1 million cards, you're looking at 8 to 10K. I'm possibly interested. I do need to see some, well, actually I need to know where you're at. Because if you're in like California or Washington or Florida or North Carolina, I'm not interested. But if you're in the Midwest, you know, I'd drive, I don't know, 8-10 hours for something like that. I'm not going to drive to Texas, Florida, New York, Maine, a lot of places. So I guess that's the first question is, where are you located? And then if you're within a drivable distance for me, I might be interested. Andy Mack, good morning. No, thank you. Brian, what's going on? Good morning. Porter's here. What's happening? Mr. Smith, I have a $40 left on my eBay gift card. I want to buy a PSA 10 refractor or numbered rookie, but so hard to choose. There was a question on little Cubs talk right now. There was a question on one of the Cubs Twitter accounts, Cubs bloggers. And it was like, what 3 prospects would be non-tradable for the Cubs? And I'm like, there's not and it's basically, if you get market value, you know, you're basically getting a straight up, that's what they're worth. What prospects are, you know, no trades for you. And I'm like, you know, Pete Crow Armstrong, I'd trade him. You know, pretty much the only Cubs prospect, Cade Horton, because he's a starting pitcher and he's so close to the big leagues. The only one. And then I jokingly said, because this is in a group chat I'm in, then I jokingly said, oh, wait, Adon Sanchez, because I'm still collecting his rainbow, which I got 2 more in the mail yesterday. I got the base sapphire, which I don't know why I didn't have that already. I had the base sapphire and then like the yellow, orange, aqua wave something. Which is stupid when you have to have 5 names for a refractor. So I'm down to, I think, 12 I also have, I think the orange sapphire is in transit. I need obviously I need the big ones. I need the 3 1-of-1s, the superfractor auto, and the pod paracha. The pod paracha and the superfractor non-auto, both on eBay right now at ridiculous prices. I need most of the reds. I think I had the true red. I have the true red refractor and the true red auto. So I'm missing some of the random shit. I think the orange sapphire. I need the gold shimmer auto number to 50, the orange shimmer auto to 25. I still need the fuchsia mojo base card of 299. So that's an easy one. So missing 12. So I think I have 40. I have 43 of the 55. Oh, 44, because I've got the orange sapphire in transit. So I've got 44 of the 55. Well, I guess when it's delivered. Can't count that out yet. Stuke's in the house. Good morning. F-bomb. We're dropping F-bombs. There it is. The F-bomb. Let's see. Mr. Smith, Beau has a nice Benny Montgomery numbered auto for 50 or best offer. Oh, yeah, and I would do much better than 50 on that. I think I just did drop the price. James says, funny when people want to sell collections, they comp everything, don't put in the time and cost of going through it. That is, and I run into that a lot with buying bulk. And I think that when that's the game you play, that's what you're going to get. Well, here it comps it. You're not paying, you can go to a card show and have a card, say it's a $50 card, and it's like, I'll do 75% of comps and whatever that is. And, you can't do that with bulk. Like I'd take 50% of comps. It's like, if it's like all good cards, yes, but if it's a bunch of $2 cards, $5 cards, $10 cards, that's a lot of work to move those. Brian says, I have a good lead on some 1993 Pacific Texas Express cards. I hope to finish the set for cheaper than Sport Lots. Nice. Sports card ripping teacher says, when you get those bad jobs assignments, just need to tell yourself a man's work is never done. I've been to some auctions in Arkansas, not for the weak of heart. Auctions are fun. Not when you're the auctioneer, but auctions are fun. Brian says, road trip for 1 million cards. I'm down for a road trip, depending on where it is. Let's see. It would be brilliant. We could live stream it. Live stream every conversation. Let's see. 1 Mil Cubs goes on the road trip for 1 million cards. Make a short video series out of it. I would love to do that. I just don't have any talent when it comes to creating videos, as you can see. Brian says, I would take off work if I got invited. Would be a blast. Would your wife allow it? I don't know if I'd have to ask my wife. Good morning. Is it Friday yet? Almost. Sleep through the day, and tomorrow is Friday. Brian says almost. I'll start praying for you to organize 1 million more cards. I know. Yesterday I should. Kids, how they could organize their new stadium club, but I don't think that will help you. I'll email you for sure. Look for it when you get off here. I'll include my number. Thank you. Appreciate that. Did we decide on if Beau needs a shit bag like the F-bomb? A shit bag. Yeah, I like that. I'd start using the term shit bag more. Let's see. Might be Hulk Hogan. Brother. Hey, I was my wife and I are catching up on Jeopardy reruns from when she was in Florida, and 1980s pro wrestling was a category in a recent Jeopardy. And I am embarrassed to say I did not sweep the category. The first question or first clue, whatever, was something about, and I think I wasn't paying close enough attention. Surprise. So I didn't get what the clue was saying, but it was the answer. The question was, what is cradle? And I'm like, what? Because it was about Ric Flair and Ricky Steamboat. So I'm like, the figure 4 leg lock. It's like, what is cradle? And Sharon, who looks like your grandma, what is cradle? Like, that's stupid. Yes, correct. What? Cradle? But I got the others. And the others were like super easy. Super easy. All right. Hey, let's preview the blowout sale. So next Thursday night. So that's February 8th, a week from tonight. Today's Thursday, right? Yes. So a week from tonight, 7:30 p.m. Central. It's the bulk blowout sale. So many people have asked, like, can I buy some of your quarter boxes? Can I buy inventory? And I haven't been prepared to sell it because it's just not prepared to like ship. So we're gonna do it. And these are cherry picked. So I'm not just grabbing stacks of cards out of my quarter boxes. I'm like trying to cherry pick decent cards. There's gonna be, and it depends on the person. Like one man's junk is another man's treasure. That's what I love about selling bulk, because like the most random shit card, somebody will get it and they'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't believe this was in there." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's a junk card. What are you talking about?" So I'm gonna so basically what I did, I went and picked up some flat rate boxes. So they're gonna be in medium flat rate boxes. The price is gonna be it's gonna work for both of us. All right. So basically, it's going to be about 6 cents per card. We might even be able to get a little under that. Right now, I've been putting 1,300 cards, and they're going to be double boxed. So they're going to be in boxes. So basically, like this. I think this is a 550 count box. So they're going to be in boxes like this inside a flat rate box. So I'm not going to ship them, and that's the one thing that I didn't want to do, because this is going to be inventory for you. It's basically for resellers. And I don't want to just ship it in a flat rate box and then, you know, some of the cards get dinged up. So I'm going to double box them. There's going to be more than 1,300 cards per flat rate box, because we're going to fit, because I'm going to be able to fit like probably an extra 100 cards throughout the 3 boxes. So I can fit 3 of those in a box. And I'm using like I've got a freaking mountain of boxes. So the box size are going to vary. So there's going to be like 500 cards in this box, 450 cards in this box, 450 cards in that box. So that's kind of how it's going to go. It's going to be about 6 cents per card to start. So how we're going to start it is I'm going to have, so this is the baseball box, and this flat rate box is $80 shipped, and that's shipped. So that comes out to about 6 cents per card. So a lot of these cards you can put in dollar. If you're going to card shows, they can go in dollar boxes, quarter boxes. You can put them on eBay for $2 shipped, $1.50 shipped, whatever you feel is appropriate. Some of them will be more, some of them will be less. There's not going to be like a bunch of commons. There's not going to be much junk wax era at all. There is going to be some junk wax, but it's going to be like 88 Topps Gold Cup Mark McGwire, 89 Upper Deck Barry Bonds, stuff like that. So the buy it now price is going to be like, that's going to be the starting price. It's going to be buy it now, and you can buy it for $80. But if somebody else comes along and also wants this box, it now goes to an auction phase. So it's not going to be first one gets it, because I want it to be fair. There's only going to be, I'm hoping to get 10 boxes prepared. And if there's more demand, I want to make sure everybody gets their, it's like, I would have paid 85 for that. Well, you can. So that's how we're going to roll it out. It's going to be a buy it now price, $80. But if another person is interested, it now goes into an auction phase. So, you know, here's box 1, $80. Somebody wants it. I want it for 80. The next guy, nobody else wants it. We'll give it like 60-second time. So you've got to be there. Nobody wants it in that 60-second time period. The person who claims it at $50 or $80 gets the box. If somebody comes along and says, I want it too, then it goes to 85 or 81 or whatever. I don't think we'll do dollar increments. We're not going to do 25-cent increments, but we'll do dollar increments. So $80, 81, 82, 90, 100, whatever. So that's how we're going to roll it out. So it's going to be live. I basically plan on showing as many cards until somebody is interested. And if somebody's interested, maybe, well, can I see some more cards? So, and then here's a couple more cards. So there's going to be a lot of Bowman from recent years. So there's going to be some Bowman Chrome. There's going to be some Bowman Chrome first, but a lot of just like Bowman Chrome prospects. So here's some like Cardinals. First Bowman paper. We've got Cooper Herpes. Jimmy Crooks first Bowman. We got Jordan Walker. Let's see. Here's the first Bowman Chrome Ryan Holgate. So these cards will actually be in one of the boxes. I don't know what these are from, but they're thick. Panini Capstone. These are pretty cool cards. I think this is Capstone as well. Kevin Gossman. We've got some Bowman inserts, Ricky Tiedemann and Gunnar Hoagland. So we've got some, there's going to be some Topps flagship like Matt Manning rookie card, Rowdy Talese, Bowman Chrome Prospect, Carter Kaboom. There's going to be color. Do I have some color in one of these piles? So here's like some type of prism, Christian Pache, rookie debut. It's all shiny. Here's a Mickey Moniak. It's like a red shiny. Aaron Ashby. It's like a gold shiny. Not numbered though. There's going to be inserts like stars of the MLB, Mookie Betts, Arenado, and Javi Baez in the middle there. So that's kind of this is kind of what's going to be in here. So we've got some Panini, a lot of modern stuff. Here's Bryson Stott, Bowman Chrome. Oops. So a little bit of everything. So it's not going to be stacked with color and refractors. There's going to be, some of like the Bowmans that I showed you. But there's not going to be like 91 Fleer Nelson Santovenia. It's going to be pretty much all modern. Like I said, with the exception, there's some random. There's like an 83 Topps Mike Schmidt that I had pulled out. So there's going to be a little bit of everything. So we're going to run the sale next Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central Time. I'm going to try to do 10 boxes. There's going to be a lot of baseball just because that's basically all I have. Let's see. I'm going to break it down. I'll probably do 2 basketball boxes, and maybe five baseball, 3 football, 2 basketball. And let me know if anybody wants. I don't think I have. I think I have enough for 1 hockey box. If anybody's interested in hockey, I think I have enough for 1 soccer box. And soccer, there's going to be a lot of color in that if you want soccer. I don't think I have enough for a non-sport box. I don't have enough for a wrestling box. So there you go. So let's go to the chat real quick, see what's going on. So again, next Thursday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. Sports card ripping teacher says, I'm sure someone could do a parody of Willie Nelson's On the Road Again. Everyone have a great day. You as well. Minneapolis Kid says, don't do flat rate now on eBay. Well, this won't be on eBay. I got to ship through Pirate Ship. This one's going to be medium flat rate boxes just because I'm already prepared for it. If we do this again, if this is successful next week, then I'll look into, I think Paul mentioned it in Facebook, different Walmart boxes or whatever. I'll look into it. It's got to fit like my boxes. So next week's sale is going to be medium flat rate boxes. If it's successful and we do it again, then I'll experiment with different boxes. But right now, just based on timing and I've got my efficiencies down for next week's operation, we're going to do medium flat rate boxes. And if I do another sale, then we'll start experimenting. Tea time or what's going on? Top of the morning to you. Brian says, I've been shocked at some of the cubic rate pricing I've gotten. Saves a bunch of money. And I don't ship boxes that much. So basically 3,200 cards ships at what 5 pounds does, and it weighs like 18. Very nice. Paul Carl's in the house. Ben is here. Anybody going to Stevens Point this weekend? I will not be going to Stevens Point. Augusta Lawn Care. What's going on? Long time. Welcome back. Ben says, sup cardboard nerds. Pirate Ship has cubic. So I'll look into that for future sale. So that's how it's going to run. If you have any questions, you can ask now here in the chat, or there is on Facebook in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group, questions can be asked there as well. Paul sent an 11x7 Buy 5.5 box of cards weighing 12 pounds for $6 this past weekend, thanks to Cubic. Over the past month, I've been focusing my extra funds into buying 2 players that I think will do very well this season. Soto and J-Rod. Excited to see how Soto does with Judge in the lineup. I think that's one player because mainly because Juan Soto's on my keeper fantasy team. So I'm excited to see what he can do at Yankee Stadium. And then also cards. And there's going to be Juan Soto in our big blowout sale. I pulled some Juan Soto. I'm like, damn, I should have been pulling those and putting some small player lots together on Juan Soto, especially with now him being a Yankee. Unicorn Cupcake says 30 minutes ago, I had no interest in those cards, yet somehow I feel like I'm going to end up with some now. There's like, I'm going through and I'm like, how did people pass these up? People pass these up in my quarter boxes, which you could get for 15, 20 cents. And now you're going to get them for potentially as low as 6 cents per card. I'm just going to grab a stack. So this is just a stack, and I'm not going to pick and choose. I'm just going to show off. So here's a camo Brady McConnell. Gunnar Henderson, Bowman Chrome, Gunnar Henderson. This will be in a box for as low as 6 cents per card. Zach Veen, Jordan Westberg, Jeremy Pena. I think there was a Jeremy Pena earlier. There may be some dupes. So basically, if I ran into like say 10 Reed Detmer's Bowman Chromes, I only put one in my stack of 100, but that doesn't mean another stack of 100 that goes into a box won't have one. So there may be some duplicates, but I'm trying to minimize how many duplicates are in a box. So there's going to be some base rookie cards. You're not going to find Acuna. There's not going to be any Acunas. There's not going to be any Otanis. There's not going to be any Cubs. But pretty much everyone else is fair game. There's not going to be expensive rookies. There's going to be some color. There's going to be some refractors. There's going to be some just Bowman paper prospects of Emerson Hancock. So there's going to be rookies like this, Jorge Mateo, Diamond Kings rookie, Luis Patino, some of these, and I don't like to use the word common because some people are like Hunter Bishop, he's not a common, but like most of us probably think Trevor Larnach is a common. Some people might think Brett Beatty's a common, but I bet Mark Marinello doesn't. So here's a Trevor Larnach Prism rookie. So this is just kind of what you're going to get next Thursday night. And again, my goal for next week's sale is 10 total boxes. And let me know what you're interested in. If you're an interested buyer, and I know a lot of people commented interested on the Facebook posting, let me know what sport. Because if there's a lot of interest in football, I'll focus on football. If there's more interest on baseball, which I have mostly baseball anyway, so there's probably going to be more baseball just because that's the most inventory I have by far. Tony, what's going on? You said one-ish hockey box. Been getting into hockey a lot more the last few months, so I can put together. Yeah, I'll put together probably one hockey box. I might be able to do it. Probably this one I'll do one because I don't know if there's going to be demand for hockey, but I do want to have one box out there for hockey. Brian has Soto in my keeper league too. I wasn't going to keep him after this past season, but now that he's in New York, I'll roll the dice for another season. So how are you in like a one-player keeper? We're at 5, and so I'm actually here some fantasy baseball. I'm sitting on a trip. So basically, I have multiple keeper level. So we're at 5 keepers. And so this year more than ever, I have the most which is good because I can trade because I did trade during the season. I traded my 10th and 11th round draft picks for pitching. So I do need to get some draft picks. So Adley Rutschman is going to be he's a no doubt keeper. Arozarena is a no doubt keeper. Juan Soto is a no doubt keeper. And then the way we just added a different category for pitching, and Logan Webb is going to be like one of the top pitchers based on our stats. So he's going to be a keeper. And then my fifth, and then it's kind of like, because I also have Aaron Nola, Justin Steele, Jordan Walker, Cody Bellinger, Francisco Lindor, which are all keeper level players. So I've got an offer for a seventh round pick for Lindor, but Lindor is like a top 40 player. So I don't want to take a seventh round pick. The highest pick, because we have 5 keepers, is sixth round. So I countered with a sixth round, and nobody's taking a sixth. Nobody's giving me a sixth round pick, which is basically a first round in the draft. I do have an offer on the table for Bellinger, and this is what I'm just kind of sitting on this. I have to think about it. The initial offer was Cody Bellinger, my 12th round pick, and my 14th round pick for a 9th round pick and a 17th round pick. I like the 9th, but giving up a 12 and 14 and only getting a 17, like, So I countered with, I would do Belly a 13th, a 16th for the 9th and 17th. And so the counter is Belly a 13th and a 15th for the 9th and 17th. Okay. I'm going to take it. Deal. All right. So we just consummated a fantasy baseball trade. So I gave up Cody Bellinger, which I wasn't going to keep anyway. So I was able to get a draft pick. And again, I don't have a 10th and 11th round pick, so a second 9th round pick is nice. So now, but I don't have a 10th, I don't have an 11th, I don't have a 13th, and I don't have a 15th. So I would like to trade one of my other potential keepers for one of those like 10th through 14th rounders. Where are we at? Cooter wants to know if I can build a Garvey box. I do set Garvey cards aside. And I just sprinkle them in some of my packages that get sent out. Augusta Lawn Care, he wants a football box. There's definitely going to be multiple football boxes. Paul Carl, Steve Garvey, I've got a 100-card lot of him in the works. There you go. Ben says you got to make these boxes like the mystery packs I bought at the garage sale across the street when I was a kid. The big chase was in $89. I hate mystery packs. No mysteries here. I'm going to show you the cards that are in there. No mystery. Team Kansas cards. What's going on? Football and basketball. So I've already put together one basketball box. So that was like that was my experimentation, was basketball. So I put together a basketball box yesterday and 2 baseball boxes. So now I'm going to work on a couple football boxes. My goal is 10, but I don't want it to all of a sudden be Thursday afternoon and I've got 5 or 6 baseball boxes and a basketball box. I'm like, oh shit, I need to put football together. So I want to, just in case I can't build the 10, because it does take me a while to build these boxes. So that's why I'm not just giving them away for a penny a card. Because I am hand sorting them and, making sure it's a deal for both of us. So if I can only put 6 or 8 together, I want to have it balanced to where it's, 3 football, 3 baseball, 2 basketball. Johnny M says, I would be interested in a wrestling non-sport box if you wanted it. I don't think I have enough to put together a box of non-sport, because I had 2 full non-sport quarter boxes that I sold just outright at a show. And I just don't think I have enough. Because wrestling, I usually list on eBay. Because I can move wrestling singles. They don't move as much as I'd like. The funny thing is with wrestling, I bought the lot of WWF magazine cards and killed it. The classic, which I thought was an even better deal. Actually, no, I thought the WWF magazine lot was probably a better deal. But the classic, I sold 2 or 3 cards right off the bat, and now I've sold 1 since. I don't even think I've grossed what I paid for them yet. but I got like 200 cards or whatever. So I will eventually make my money back. But the WWF magazine, I've like doubled my money already, and I still have a stack that are listed on eBay. Brian says I can keep up to 3 players. If I keep more than one, at least one has to be a pitcher. Aha. Yes, there will be football boxes. There will not be any Star Trek. I don't think I have a single Star Trek card. So the only Star Trek I had was a pack, and I think I gave it to you when you were in town last summer. So, or 2 summers ago. So that's what I had. If you have any questions, hit me up in the Facebook group. Oh, I've got my email scrolling as well. So if you're not in the Facebook group, join it. We've got a lot of great discussion, conversation, questions, answers, Hobby Evolution on Facebook. So Dan says 81 people, 20 likes, and hit the like button. So subscribe to the channel, hit the like button. Tomorrow's Friday. It's a free for all. So we will play Name That Player tomorrow. We'll do it like we have been doing it the last few weeks, a little mixture of sports and non-sports. So tomorrow morning, 7 a.m. Central. I don't have any plans this weekend, so we will go live Saturday and Sunday morning, probably around 8:30 a.m. Central Time. And again, this bulk sale, this blowout bulk sale from Bargain Boxes will take place next Thursday night live on this YouTube channel at 7:30 p.m. Central Time. So get ready for that. So have a great day. Like, subscribe. See you Friday.